Don't go anywhere. Figure out where we're going next week. Stay till the end.
One of the things I love about escape rooms is being able to make guests feel a sense of wonderment. And luckily for us, we are on our way to an escape room that's only in our pure imagination. Boss Play is an exciting escape room down in San Diego, owned by Jeremy Boss. A fan of puzzles and gaming involving critical thinking, Jeremy enjoys being able to give guests an experience not only for thrills, but also for their minds. So let's see what Boss Play has up their sleeves for Find Your Escape.
Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to another episode of Find Your Escape. I'm your host, Amanda Contreras, and I'm with Jeremy, the owner of Boss Play in Oceanside, California.
Hey guys.
Tell me a little bit about you and Boss Play and kind of how you got started, because Boss Play is such a great name. I want to know how you picked that.
Sure, yeah. So Boss Play comes from my name. My last name is actually Boss, believe it or not. So we just decided to use that with play because we like to play lots of things.
Right.
So then we tacked on escape rooms to that. So
right.
Boss Play escape rooms. That's how we come up with that.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
So when people tell you to be a boss, like
a boss.
Like,
it's,
I already get you.
That's me. I am the boss. So.
That's awesome. Okay. Yeah. Very, very cool. And then how did you guys, or how did you come into owning an escape room? What was your background? How did you just say, you know what, this is what I want to do, I'm opening up Boss Play?
I was an electrician before this by trade, so I was a tradesman. I was in
you.
construction for a long
time.
And so in the middle of that, we, as in me and my family, decided to pursue our dreams of actually building a tiny house. And so I quit my job, sold the house. We were living in a tiny house that we converted. So we're living in that for like a year and a half, and so then I was not working at that time.
I'm sorry, I'm really intrigued. You said tiny house. Like you wanted to build a tiny house? Like how?
Yeah, so we got a school bus, like literally a 1986 school bus with school seats in it.
Okay.
We ripped all the seats out and put a house in it. So like we had a bathroom, shower, a 10-foot long kitchen counter in there because my wife really wanted the kitchen.
Right.
We had the bed. We had a bunk bed for the kids. And everything had 10 purposes, of course, because it had to be very versatile to what we're doing. We still have it. Actually, some friends are using it right now, but yeah, we loved it. So we did that, and in the process of doing that, I was out of work by choice to pursue this, and going back into work, I decided I didn't want to do exactly what I did before as an electrician.
Okay.
And so I was doing odd jobs.
Yeah.
So how I got into it is a friend of mine wanted a secret bookshelf door. I was like, sure, I'm in construction, I know how to do that. And he's like, well, let's make it voice activated. I was like, all right, oh, sure, I know how to do that. And so we built one in his shop. He owns a creative co-work space. And so there's a lobby, and then there's a lobby, and there's a door going into the big warehouse where all his stuff is. And so he's like, I want to put a bookshelf right there.
Right.
So nobody even knows that there's a warehouse in here. I was like, all right. So we built the bookshelf. We hooked it up to Alexa, actually, Amazon Alexa,
yeah.
And so you literally walk up to the bookshelf and you can say, "Open Sesame," and the bookshelf will open for you into his warehouse. And so I built that. Some escape room guys down the street heard about it. Within 2 days, they came by, they saw it, and they're like, "Holy cow! How do you do this? We want to add this to our room."
Totally.
And so that was my first escape room around 2 years ago.
Did you play it first?
I played their room,
sure.
And then I told them how to do what I did over here with all the electronics.
Right, okay.
It took about 9 months from that moment that I played the first room till we actually had keys to our place. And in those 9 months was planning, saving up money for it, saving the capital for it, finding the location, and all that. So that's how we kind of got into it.
Did you ever think that you would be the type of person that would have a passion to open up your own escape room?
No.
No.
I did not.
Yeah.
If you were to ask me even 3 years ago, are you ever going to open your own business? I'd be like, heck no, I do not want all that responsibility.
Right, not in a million years.
And if someone were to ask me, do you think you're creative enough to create a board game? I'd be like, no. I have some friends that know how.
Yeah.
But now here I am making real life board games, if you will.
Right.
Actually, it's kind of funny. Me and my wife looked back after we made the Chocolate Factory room, which is based off of Willy Wonka. I was dressing up as Willy Wonka, greeting customers. Like, did you ever think in our marriage, when we got married, that I'd be dressing up as Willy Wonka for a job to, greet guests at our guests? So that was pretty hilarious.
This room is called what?
This one's called Prohibition Ransom.
Okay, tell me a little bit about what it is.
Yeah, so this one is you have been taken ransom by the mobsters, particularly Machine Gun Kelly and his gang.
Okay.
And you have to meet their demands before the hour is up or else you will die.
How many people do you guys fit in here?
And we can fit up to 8. It's
Okay.
a little tight, but groups of 8 have played it and were able to escape. And so, yeah.
When you opened this, what was your main goal for this?
I'm really big into critical thinking and having others critical think for themselves.
Right.
And I believe that this society is not really big on that right now. Everybody likes to just have everything spoon-fed to them, if you will.
You mean a calculator in your phone?
Yeah,
Yeah, like
everything. So, and why do we have all these addictions of drugs, alcohol, and all this stuff? It's because people want to escape reality.
Right.
Where I don't want you necessarily come here to, I want you to come here and escape reality.
Yeah.
But I want you to do it with your mind and to be able to use your mind to be able to escape reality, not numb the mind to escape reality.
Right.
And so yeah, that's
Good
really
analogy.
big for me is to teach or show people critical thinking can be fun.
What would you like to see in the next escape rooms that you play? Like, what do you want escape rooms to have in the future?
In the future of escape rooms, I hope to see a level of immersion to where it's hard to grasp what is reality and what's the game. Like, I want it to be to where the point where someone has to come in and be like, the game is over. This is reality now. They like almost shake you awake.
Wow.
Like, hey.
Okay.
Yeah, so like kind of like what we were talking about before.
Right.
Like, the game starts before you ever even enter the door. I think that's amazing. I think I would love to do that. And also,
That would be
like
so
integrating virtual reality in such a way to where it feels like it's part of the game. So I
Right.
think 10 years from now, virtual reality is going to be so real that you may have trouble
Going
realizing
back.
what is virtual reality and what's not
Right.
because of the way the technology is going to progress. So I think that's going to be big in the future. So yeah, I'd love to see more integration of that as well.
What do you say keeps your customers coming back?
I think for us, which is probably one of the first things we focus on, is immersion.
Okay.
We try to give them an experience. It's not just puzzles, it's not just mind games, but it's actually an adventure, an immersive adventure that you go on while you're in this room.
So the Chocolate Factory. Tell me about this room.
We wanted to do something different for an escape room. I've never heard of anybody anywhere doing a chocolate factory room. If you watch the old movie, the original Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder,
Sure.
this is what this is inspired from. And that movie has escape room written all over it.
Yes.
They go, all the kids pile into the hallway, and Willy Wonka's like, all right, find the other door. And everybody looks for the door, and there is no other door. They come
Right.
out the same door, and now you're in a different room.
Right.
So it's like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And then it's just all of it.
And then how many people are allowed in this room?
So 10 people allowed
Okay.
in this one.
A lot of birthday parties, I'm assuming?
A lot of birthday parties.
Yeah.
A lot of kids' birthday parties, anywhere from age, we've had down as low as 8, all the way up to, I don't know, 14 or so
Okay.
years of age. And they're able to escape. Because usually we require an adult in the room with them.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the adults solving the puzzles.
Right, it's
The
not.
kids are the ones who are able to think outside the box, and the adults are just kind of herding the cats to which puzzle they need to go to next.
Right. Did you design this specifically for kids, or can adults come play as well?
We did not design it for kids in mind. I did not even realize how many kids and birthday parties would come, to be quite honest. We had designed
Really?
it for adults.
Okay.
We designed it for like the escape room enthusiasts to come and play. The big thing on this room that we tried was no combo locks. It's all physical, electronic puzzles, or some other way it's a puzzle. So yeah, it was adults in mind,
Okay.
but the kids are able to do it, and we have changed a few things so that the kids are able to do it.
Sure. What is the mission of this room?
So the mission of this room is to steal the everlasting gobstopper.
Okay.
So you are greeted by a gentleman, we'll just say that to keep
Sure.
the mystery alive. Greeted by a gentleman, you're ushered into the room, and you're given a task to steal the gobstopper. So it's up to you to actually get it and steal it if you want to. We'll just leave it at that.
Has anyone tried to eat it?
Yes.
Isn't that so weird?
But I do have edible candy in this room. So in this room, there is a lot of candy throughout the room that you can eat while you're playing the game that's not part of any of the puzzles. So we
Okay,
do have that.
real quick. Like, is it unwrapped? Other people's
No.
hands have been on it?
It's all wrapped
Oh,
candy.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
we leave wrapped candy in the room, and we
Got
literally
it.
tell you, hey, if it's wrapped, it's meant to be eaten. It's not part of any puzzles. If it's not wrapped, it's
At your
part of the
own risk.
room. It's part of the puzzles. Don't eat it. It's just decor. Other people have touched it, so don't do it.
Yeah, that's funny. So what atmosphere are you trying to create from the time that they walk in to the time that they experience both rooms? Like what kind of atmosphere do you want them to feel when they get here?
So I think, even though it may be a cliche word, but immersive.
Yeah.
So as soon as they walk in the door, our lobby is themed after one of our rooms. So we want to make you feel special, like you're going somewhere special you've never been before. It's not a bowling alley, it's not a movie theater. This is something different.
Right.
And so as soon as you step in, that's what we try to create is that. And also, all of our game masters here, including myself when I run games, is dressed up according to the parts to the room. So you're greeted by either the mobsters or you're either greeted by some character of Willy Wonka when you first step in the room.
That's excellent. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
I think people like to feel that, oh my God, we're going somewhere special, because it's different from, like you said, going to a movie. It's a different type of experience, so people want to feel different and special.
Absolutely.
I think that's good that you can create that. What would you say makes your escape room unique from other rooms, other locations?
Yeah, our room, if you've played an escape room before, we don't have any combo locks in our rooms. So it's
Neither one of them?
Neither one of them.
Wow, okay.
So they're all electronic or physical puzzles. So that's one way. Also, I think the Chocolate Factory particularly makes us stand out because it is kid-friendly, very family-friendly. And it's just something, no other escape room is like that. There's some whimsical worlds out there, but nothing lets you eat candy while you're playing the escape room and trying to get out.
So what can we expect from you in the future?
So we are working on our third room now.
Yes.
We hope to finish it by the end of this year. We're giving ourselves a lot of time because we're trying to go all out.
Yeah. Do you guys have a name for that?
Don't have a name. Maybe a working title is Space Fire.
Okay.
It's a working name, so who knows if it'll be called that by the end of it.
Sure.
But it is going to be a space theme, and we're going to take every cliche space movie and throw it in there and make it a progressive game. And I've coined that term myself, and what I mean by that is you start off on the clock with 15 minutes, not an hour. So you start with 15 minutes because you only have, let's say, 15 minutes of oxygen. So you got to find more oxygen. Well, then you're going to run out of fuel, so you got to find fuel. Oh, well, then your shields are going down, so you have to figure out a way to get your shields back up. So you're going to be earning time as you go to try to keep the intensity very high in this room. Yeah.
Yes, that's excellent.
Yeah, so we'll see where it goes. It's just all concept now, but I hope that will come as well as it's thought out in my head, that it actually comes.
It will. It will. Yep.
So that's where we're
if
going.
you can build a tiny house from a bus, you can build more oxygen.
So, yeah, that's where we're going.
That is awesome. I love that. Famous last words. What happens if you don't escape?
Well, we have two rooms, so different things happen in each room. The first one, the mobsters, you die. So if you don't escape, you die. But in reality, if you want to know the rest of the room, the answers, we will gladly walk them through if you like.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So me personally, I would never play a room a second time if I failed it the first time. Probably because I'm more than halfway through.
Yeah.
So if you want to, you're more than welcome to come back, but we will gladly reveal the answers too, because you paid for the experience. We'll gladly let you know what it is. For the Chocolate Factory, well, you just don't get the deed to the factory. You don't get everlasting supply of chocolate. But again, we will walk you through the puzzles if you want to.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I love your lollipops. They look very tasty, but they're not wrapped, so I'll leave them alone.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys, so much for watching another episode of Find Your Escape. Jeremy, if they want to book, please tell us how we can book your room.
Yeah, go to our website at www.boss-play.com. Just click on the book now, and we do two types, private or public. Just pick which one you like, and you can book there.
And the phone number?
Is 760-385-3971.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, so much. He did talk about Alexa, so if you guys want an Alexa, I'll put the link down below. There's so many crazy things that you can do with that. And I guess we will see you next week. Yes? We'll see you next week.
You know Felicia Day?
No.
Yes.
She has the vlog, her
Wait,
video
is she the
vlog.
blondie chick? She's the redhead.
She's the
She was
redhead.
in Buffy. She was on the Guild. Remember?
Dr. Horrible sing-along vlog.